Just watch what you say. Yeah, I have to watch out here because Pete sometimes says some very uncomfortable things, when we're live. So we are live right now. I'm just waiting for it to show up here on Facebook. What'd you say? You got to count.
I'm counting.
You're counting. How's that working out for you?
Oh,
the whole counting thing.
It doesn't work.
Okay, I think we are now live. So we're on live. We're all right. So that's good. We got Pete's point of view. We're there live. Let me just make sure I'm on my other thing here live. Should be on this too. Oh, there we go. And we're live on my personal page too. So we're good. Okay. So we're going to talk a little bit about today, like interest rates.
Sure.
When we do the podcast. And we're going to do, there's some interesting numbers you have about where we are compared to where we were in 2008.
Oh, yeah.
I love those.
Yeah.
Because the mantra that I hear out in the public is, oh my gosh, the bubble's coming. We're hearing the bubble's coming. And the reality is, I mean, if it's coming, it's going to be a completely different bubble than we've ever seen because we don't see it coming. And we don't see the patterns that we saw before. So that's the one thing about history is you can learn from it. Not everybody learns from history, but we try to. We try to. All right. So we're going to start the actual podcast here.
Oh my gosh.
Just get this level here. I got to get this on first and then we'll get the podcast started. There we go. There's that music. There's that music. Okay. So we're good here. We're going to get started. Yeah.
Hey, Brad.
Hey, you ready to start?
I am.
Okay.
You are?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Put that up a little bit more. 3, 2, 1. Hello there. This is Brad Wiseman. You're listening to Real Estate and You. Today I have a repeat guest, or an original guest, or just a repeat guest, I guess is good. Repeat guest Pete Heim is here from Pete's point of view. We got a lot of good information, got a lot of statistics here, got a lot of stuff that I think is going to be interesting for you to listen to. So without any kind of delay here, let's get right into what we're going to talk about. Hey, Pete, how you doing?
Hey, Brad. How you doing, brother?
Good. It's been a while.
Yeah, man. You've heard Pete and repeat, right?
Yeah.
So
is this repeat?
This might be a little repeat.
Okay, the repeat of Pete. Oh, my God.
Also known as pontificating.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Don't the politicians do that? Ooh, don't bring that up.
You guys should know what goes on before we start recording, but
we're not going to talk about it. It's crazy. This is a crazy green room, and it's not even green. Yeah. But so you're back again, which is great because I want to talk more about some of the things that you're seeing.
Yeah.
And go through that and have some discussions on that. Now, why don't we just dive right into what you had said? It was a lot of statistics, but I think it's really good stuff because there's still some fear mongering out there that we are going to be going into this ugly, housing bubble thing that's going to happen. And I think we've talked about this a gazillion times, but
we have.
I just like being able to come back and actually have facts and numbers to show that we feel that we're okay. We have a market here that can handle what's going on.
Yeah.
So let's dive into that. What did you had some statistics there, and I just want to know what you have.
Well, on the good side though, and you and I were talking about the active listings being up a little bit. I mean, they're up.
Well, they're right now 465 is what I got. Right. You got 463 this afternoon.
Because you did it just now.
Yeah, I just did it now.
I did it this morning.
So 465 homes. That is not the lowest that we've seen. We've seen in the threes. That's a whole county. So that's good. It's going the right way. It's exactly right. I just hope it can kind of keep going in that direction. Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And some of that is, people are talking about, well, they're not building homes. They're not building homes anymore. I looked on KCM, and you know what? Since 2008, this has been a lag of new construction since then. This is not because of COVID. This is this has been a lagging of new construction since 2008. I mean, 2008 destroyed some of those guys.
Yep.
So, the peak it's starting to come back up though to average levels again.
It takes a long time to recover from that kind of thing. Yeah.
So as that starts to come about, we're going to start seeing more actives. But anyway, we were talking, you and I beforehand, about the will the end of this forbearance period start a wave of foreclosures?
Yeah.
And
when you say forbearance, let's explain that. Basically, the government has said to the banks, you need to give mortgage homeowners that have a mortgage, give them some time and not foreclose right away.
Right. These aren't workouts.
Right. This is just, they're letting them go for now. Right.
They're just letting them go for now.
Okay.
Right. That's what that
means. So they're behind.
They're behind probably. Yeah.
Probably. Okay.
Or whatever, or they're picking back up where they left off from before.
Gotcha.
Something like that.
Okay. Just want to
Depends
explain
on the
that.
bank. But
Yeah.
yeah, thank you for
Yeah.
saying
Yeah.
that. But anyway, classes. And quiet.
What you can't see is we both are blind. So you can't see that from there, but I can tell you right now, we can't see.
And it's not the glaring light.
No,
either.
it's not.
It's age.
That's
Anyway.
exactly right.
So there are fewer. There's 4 reasons why this will not be a wave.
Yeah.
And I have some numbers to back it. The first
Good.
one is there are fewer homeowners this time in trouble.
Okay.
There were 9.3 million homeowners in 2008 that just either foreclosed, short sailed,
Wow.
or just threw the keys on the counter and said, "Here you go."
That's amazing.
All right.
9.3.
9.3 million
Wow.
mortgages. Okay.
Crazy.
So pandemic comes along.
Mm-hmm.
8.5% of mortgages went into forbearance.
Okay, got it.
8.5%
Got
of
it.
all mortgages out there.
Went into
So,
forbearance.
Again, that's a small number
That is a small number.
when you're talking national.
Mhm.
We are down to right now. Well, actually, 30% was predicted on that. By the way,
30% was what they thought was going to be in forbearance.
Yeah, yep.
Wow.
And what
that would have been
happened is-
ugly.
That
That
would
could have been ugly. Yeah.
that could have been uglier,
Yeah.
obviously. But yeah, you're right. That would have been a lot worse, obviously. But to give you numbers on that, we're down to 3.5% of that now.
It's great.
And so what that number equals for you guys to know is 1.863 million. So 1,863,000 mortgages. That is not 9.3 million.
No, that is
Okay.
far away.
So let's work on that 1.86 number.
Yep.
If you take, now this is the second reason, out of those 1.86 mil, 87% of them have enough equity to sell and be clean.
See, and that's the big thing right there. Because back in 2008, what was happening is there people that got the mortgages that were in trouble had gotten them at 100% financing, 110% financing.
Yeah.
Florida, they were doing 110, 115%. So the problem is as soon as you lose, 10 hours of overtime, you're done.
Right.
All of a sudden you can't afford it and you're not selling it. You're walking away. You're basically saying, I'm out, man.
Exactly.
I'm done. Whereas now the people that might have a little bit of a financial trouble, there's a couple things. They've got some money coming in from the government to help them.
Sure.
And the other thing is that there's equity there. So they could sell their house and walk away with some cash, go live with parents or whoever.
Actually, absolutely. That would be the perfect thing. But back then in 2008, I mean, people were using their houses as ATMs. That's like you guys going into the ATM and constantly withdrawing money way over what your balance is.
Yep.
And having those fees accumulate like that the bank charges you, right? That's the same thing as what happened back in 2008.
It's amazing.
Right? So we don't have that right now.
No.
Okay. So we're working with that number. So if, let's say, the other 13% who aren't equity rich right now decide to just go ahead and they're just going to foreclose.
Yep.
Okay. That equals, you guys ready? 241,800 mortgages in the nation.
Say the number again.
241,800.
Okay.
All right. So to give you some perspective on that, in 2017, there were 314,000 mortgages that went into foreclosure.
And that was a good year.
That was a good year.
Yeah. Good year.
In 2018, there were 279.
Still pre-COVID.
Yep. In 2019, still pre-COVID, 277.
So things were climbing. We're still climbing out of this. It's good.
Yeah. So it's ridiculous. It's really not that bad.
No.
And we can, number 3, we can absorb it.
We can totally
absorb
absorb
take it. In
if
fact,
those 280,000,
just go ahead and do it.
we don't want to say that. Don't
We've got buyers for you.
This is when we knock on your door and say, "Hey, I see you're a little in trouble. I have somebody in the car that would love to buy your house." Yeah, exactly. So, and that's so true. I mean, think about it. If you spread that 200 and some thousand out over the whole country, it's not a lot, but we want them to stay in their homes. We don't want to get inventory that way.
No, we don't.
No. It's not good because that means people are having some bad times.
That's right. But plus, for the people who are in power, don't want this to happen.
Absolutely.
It's a bad mark. So they're asking the banks to give a workout to the people who...
And I think that you're going to see most people work it out. I really do. I think most people are going to work it out because you have the equity there. You have the means to do it. I think another thing too is you look at some of these numbers. We have some of the best savings we've ever had as a country.
Yeah.
We have some of the best savings. We have the most equity we've had. And we know because of the deals we get, people are coming in with cash from everywhere. Like, where'd it come from?
I know.
Like, seriously, it's the funniest thing. So I think we're in good shape. And I love that we're making this point. I love the fact that we can justify it. And you've done the numbers, which is great. No, it doesn't. No, it's exactly right.
Yeah.
So I think that's great. So Good stuff, good
Yep.
numbers. Let's talk about interest rates. You
Yeah.
did say that you saw some, some predictions on interest
Well,
rates. These are predictions, guys, so we never know.
well,
Something could change overnight, and all of a sudden, the rates either drop or they go up higher than what we thought.
it's a prediction.
It's a
Yeah.
prediction. That's right.
But let me give you 3.
Go ahead.
And this is what buyers need to know right now.
Yeah.
And then we can talk about what they need to do.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Prices up this year. Prediction. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Average prediction from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 very credible sources like Fannie Mae, NAR, Zelman. They're all saying the average of that's 12.46% appreciation this year.
It's amazing.
Okay.
So that's over the
prices
country. Whole country.
This is the country now.
Okay.
Interest rates. Oh, so what that means is that you buy a $350,000 house right now.
Yeah.
By the end of the year, it'll be $43,000 more.
It's crazy.
Okay. So that's what it means, guys. That's what it means. Buyers.
Yeah.
Okay, think about that.
Yeah.
Sellers. I mean, should you wait? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it
Well,
depends
I
on
hear
your
both
situation.
sides. I hear both sides saying, should they
know.
wait? I have buyers saying, should I wait? Is it going to go down? I'm like, seriously? I got to tell you, the question on everybody's mind when I'm family gatherings, happy hours, whatever it is, everybody that's thinking about buying, they're going, well, should we wait till the market gets more adjusted? I'm like, guys, I got to tell you, I don't see this like going down.
It's got to be close.
It's got to be close, but I don't see it going boom.
No,
I don't see next year all of a sudden $50,000 less on a $300,000 house.
Well, I think it's the prediction last time we did this was 7.7 next year.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they're 12.46 this year.
Yeah, so it's going to drop. It's going to drop.
It's going to continue.
The curve is
going to be slower.
Yes, exactly.
Which is fine, right?
More sustainable.
Which it should be. Yeah. Interest rates. Prediction. Third quarter this year, 3.1.
Mm-hmm.
Fourth quarter, 3.3.
Mm-hmm.
First quarter next year, 3.43. Second quarter next year, 3.58. I just had a client secure a 15-year loan at 1.99.
That's amazing.
And I'm seeing some 30 years coming through at under 3 yet.
We got a question here. We got Devin Demore. If you know Devin Demore, he's a good friend of mine. Devin is saying,
who you hang with, man?
What's that? Well, you're telling him, right? Yeah, don't hang out with Brad. Do you think much more strict lending requirements born out of the 2008 collapse are what has put banks in a much more favorable position? Absolutely. Yeah, I agree with that.
Thanks, Devin. That's
a great question, Devin. And I got to say, what's interesting about that, when it was happening, I didn't like it. Because it was hard for us, but the reality is, yes, the banks are definitely more, they're more strict and they need to be because before, there was government input on that too. The government was telling them, hey, everybody should be able to afford a house or buy a house.
That's what,
and that you can't always do that.
Right.
Just like not everybody can get a credit card. There's a reason.
It's like getting a participation trophy.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, when I was a kid, we got trophies for winning.
Yeah, exactly.
Not for just showing up.
Yeah.
It was kind of like that.
Yeah,
it was.
I agree with you 100%. 100%. So thanks for the question, Devin. That's great.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. That was from Facebook. So going back into also, let's go through buyers and sellers are in a market right now and have their own unique situations, which we talked about. Let's talk about sellers first and what they can expect to see on offers coming in, and also not to get too, I don't know what I say, cocky or arrogant, but you just got to watch out. I mean, because expectations. Yeah, that's the best one. That's the best one. And I think it's our job to build that. But, so tell me, the sellers right now, what are they going through?
Well, we talked about it earlier. I mean,
lots of offers.
If you don't have, you have 12 showings the first day and your seller calls you and says, what's wrong? That's an unrealistic expectation.
Absolutely.
I mean, there was a time 3 or 4 or 5 months ago where it should have been 18 or 20.
I was going to say 12 showings would be 2 months.
Right, exactly. But it's starting to come to normalcy, folks. This is not normal. Brad and I have been around long, and most of the guys have been 30 plus or 25 plus years, know that this is abnormal.
It's very abnormal.
So it's normal to have like 7 or 8 showings the first week.
Yeah.
That's 7 or 8 showings the first hour is not normal.
It's not.
Okay. So
that person I told you about, it was 12 showings, and then all of a sudden it ended up being over 40 showings.
Right.
So it just takes time. Which is it's just amazing. I mean, and then what I always say about that 47 showings is there's 46 people that didn't get a house. So just think about that. There's now 46 people in that same marketplace that are still looking.
Yep.
And we don't have near that kind of inventory coming up.
Nope.
especially in that location in Wilson Schools.
Yep.
There's just no way.
It's
So, when
it's a
as a
good point.
buyer, man, when you win that house after 47 showings, man, you did something right. Your
You did something
agent
right.
did something right.
Yeah.
You did some good stuff.
You do some good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So let's talk about the buyers. What I mean, we
yeah,
all have buyers right now, and it is
yeah,
a tough conversation.
yeah. You and I are ones that would never, ever recommend no inspections.
Never.
I mean, we just wouldn't do that when we represent a buyer. Just would
No.
not do it.
But
But that's the reality
Yep,
today.
yep.
If
So
you
I tell them,
if you get any inspections, you're out. You're just going to get thrown in the
yeah,
trash.
I say I don't recommend it,
Right.
but here's what people are doing.
Mhm.
Yeah, if we didn't do that, we wouldn't be representing you correctly. I mean,
Yep.
you have to let them know what's going on in the
Yeah.
marketplace.
And let the
No
buyer decide.
inspections is what's happening right now.
Yep.
Now the thing is I think people are taking a better look at the house when they're walking through. I've
They
noticed
are.
my buyers are really looking at stuff.
Yeah, they're coming with parents or
Oh, yeah,
someone who
yeah.
knows things about
Yes,
construction.
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. What else are they doing?
I mean, they're paying the seller's transfer tax,
Yeah.
which is 1% of the
Yeah.
sale.
$300,000 house, that's $3,000.
Yep, some are
And
paying
it
the
doesn't
realtor
matter
fee.
what it appraises for.
No.
It's still going to pay 1% or whatever
Yep.
the purchase price.
Appraisal, they're paying the gap,
Yep.
or a portion of the gap. If the
Yeah.
gap, what that means is if the appraisal comes in too low, not the purchase price, the buyer's willing to pay X over the appraisal price,
Up to a certain amount,
up to a
up to the
certain
purchase
amount,
price,
or up to
whatever,
the purchase
yeah.
price. Yeah.
That's the one that's just amazing because you're saying that you're going to pay more than what the appraiser says it's worth, but
That's
it's
right.
happening everywhere.
But here's what you know about an appraisal. There's two things with an appraisal. It's an opinion.
It is an opinion,
An
absolutely.
appraisal is an opinion. Here you go. Second thing is it's impossible for the appraisers to get in the comps.
Mhm.
Their home unless they go knocking on a door, say,
That's
can I go? Can I
Yep.
go through your house? And,
Right.
and then people are gonna say no. But that's
Right.
the other thing. And also the comps aren't quite catching up with the 12.46% appreciation either.
Mm-mm.
So there's homes that are
definitely not.
pending that are probably there.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
probably good, but
Yep.
they just haven't closed. They can't use them yet.
Right.
So it's
And
not
that's
quite catching up.
and that's the thing that
Yeah.
happens. Yeah, it definitely happens.
Yeah.
And the thing with the appraisal too, I always tell my sellers this, and also my buyer clients, is that they always say, "What's the difference between you and the appraisal?" Well, as agents, we look at what's sold, what's on the market, and what's ahead.
Right.
Okay,
Mhm.
an appraiser looks at what's sold.
Oh, that's it.
That's it. They
That's
look
all.
back.
Yep.
We look back, we look at now, and we look forward.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
And that's the difference I always say between why we have a different opinion sometimes
Right. It's
than
opinion.
somebody else. It's
Yeah.
an opinion. So,
Yeah.
and then you can have two appraisers come up with two different amounts.
That's true.
It's not black and white.
No, it's
There's
not.
gray area there.
Totally gray.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
Especially now.
yeah, exactly. Is there anything else we want to talk about? Because we're coming up on 16 minutes here.
I
So,
think we're good. Is it a good idea for a buyer to wait right now? And
no, I don't think so.
With the rising prices, and I'm sorry, there's just people saying hello. Hello. How are you?
Hello.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. No, prices escalating
Yeah.
with low interest rates and people's incomes up, only needing a certain percentage of their income
Yep.
to afford a house. Affordability still way up. But you saw that $350,000 house is going to cost you $46,000 more by the end of the year.
Yep.
It's going to cost you by waiting. So,
Absolutely.
So the dilemma is, okay, if you are a buyer in the market and you're trying, that's not, it's not your fault.
Mhm.
You're trying.
Yep.
But the people who are thinking about possibly diving in, it could get harder affordability wise as these prices go up. So you have to,
interest
that's something you
rates.
got to
Interest rates,
yourself.
if they start to go up, that changes. The other thing
That's
too
right.
is if you're a buyer moving up in the market to a bigger, more expensive house, it's the old thing too. If the market's going up by 12% or whatever it is, okay, remember what you're going to buy is going to go up by 12% too.
That's
so
it. That's
you
it.
think you might be making more money by waiting and selling when your house is worth more, but the house you're going to is going to be worth more too.
Especially if
So
you buy up.
percentage wise, right? If you're buying up percentage wise, you're going to end up even spending
Even
more
better.
than that.
Yeah, exactly.
So it all comes down to don't try to time the market.
Don't time
If you have a need to buy or a need to go to where you want to go to the next house, to a new location, whatever it is, unless it's an investment property.
Right.
But if it's your personal residence, do it when it's right for you.
Yeah.
Do it when it makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
When the moment's right or you see the right house, then go for it.
Yeah.
Don't wait around.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what
Totally
I think.
agree. Brad's a great realtor, man.
I'll tell you what, Pete,
I-
you're really good. I
I
think you're no. We're gonna spend the next 5 minutes telling each other how good we are.
And he's got a voice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And well, I got a microphone, but you do too, so you're good. Oh my goodness. Too much fun. Too much
Oh,
fun. Thanks a lot for
thank you,
coming in,
brother.
Pete.
Thank
This
you,
was a
Brad.
lot of fun.
Yep.
I'll tell you, we learned so much on this show. I'll tell you. It's amazing. So tune in next time when we have Pete on here. We're going to be on here. What's the day that we come in, Pete? What day
First
is
Thursday of the month.
First Thursday of the month,
Yeah,
usually, except for
usually.
today, obviously.
We're
People are like,
trying.
what day is it? No, so it's usually first Thursday of the month, but
Yeah.
we're changing things up in the summer. So we'll be talking to you real soon. Okay, we're off there
Boom.
live. Facebook land is still on,
Hey,
but
Facebook
we're
land.
gonna end that.